Hey, how's it going everyone? Welcome to the video here today with the latest Naruto release, or Naruto Top 99 release I should say, and that is Minato Namikaze. Now this is the third release from the Naruto line. However, we do have Kakashi coming at SDCC later this month. Now I do already have an early review for Kakashi up, so if you haven't seen that, I highly recommend going and taking a look. You'll be able to find it underneath the Naruto playlist area. But coming over to this bad boy, he's just come out today in Japan, and I know a lot of people have been looking forward to this release. At least I know I personally have, since I don't have the original version of Minato, who I did always want, but I was holding off and I'm glad I did. But yeah, overall the box design is tying in with the Naruto lineup. If you're a bit unfamiliar, a quick recap. Basically last year, huge character poll, then there was a art done at the end by Kishimoto sensei for the top 99 characters, and we've been getting a few figures from that celebration art. Now this is based on the manga, so the coloring for this does not match with the anime. Some figures a bit more noticeable than others. Naruto, I feel like not too much of a difference. Same with kind of Sakura, though the Kakashi, if you've seen his review, you'll notice, yeah, the vest, his overall uniform, definitely a bit of a difference there, and same with Minato as well. But anyway, let's pop him out of the box so we can actually see what he does come with. Straight away we can say he comes with quite a bit actually. We have the 99 Rasengan there from the art. He's already got the faceplate holding onto the kunai that says Naruto Top 99 on it, which is really cool. And then we get 4 additional faceplates, a kind of neutral smile, kind of slightly open one, eyes closed, and a bit more of a shouting one as well, which is great. We also have the scroll at the back, another kunai with writing on it, which is great. We get 4 additional pairs of hands, so the one's for the ninjutsu one, fingers kind of spread, the gripping one for the kunai, and then kind of a bit more of a looser hand as well. Plus we get 1 additional hand which will be used with the Rasengan effect. So really cool accessories with this figure, and decent selection of hands as well for a little bit of variety, which is great. But anyway, let's pop them out of this packaging so we can actually get them on the turntable and take a look at the finish for this release. So we have Minato here up on the stand on the turntable swinging around. I do have the 99 Rasengan on him as well, and I have attached the scroll. Now the scroll is pretty easy. All you do is pop the head off, lift his arm up straight, and it just pops on over. Really nice and simple. So as he does swing around here, I do want to highlight the awesome detailing on his cloak with all the flames going on there, and then the writing for Yondai Me Hokage as well. So all the printing there is crisp and clean, and then again with all the detailing on the Rasengan, the colour separation on his clothes is really nice as well. But yeah, it might be a little bit hard to see, but we can check it out a little bit later though. But the Naruto Top 99 writing on that kunai is amazing, really crisp and sharp, and it looks so cool there with him holding it in his mouth. So yeah, you know, the body itself so far is looking very similar to that of Kakashi, which is cool. So definitely going to be really fun figure to pose, but we'll check out all the articulation in a moment as well. But for the finish itself though, I'm pretty sure compared to the anime one, this is a lot more of a softer pastel blue, and then the vest is a lot more vibrant green as well. And then the hair is a bit more of a mustard looking colour, so kind of similar to that of Naruto, opposed to a bit more of a more vibrant colour that we do get in the anime. I think that's basically what sums up the Naruto figures, since they are the manga colours, so they're a lot more softer, a bit more pastel and muted, opposed to their anime counterpart, which is a lot more vibrant and I guess in your face. So yeah, overall I think this figure is looking really nice. Yeah, because Itachi, who is the next Naruto one, is coming with a cloth cape, so I'm kind of surprised that for Minato here we did get the plastic one as well. It is one sort of piece, it is kind of soft rubber though, so it's not too bad. It does flex the other way, and it isn't like forcing the leg to, you know, go back into place or anything like that. So despite that, I think it's working really well, and it definitely is flowing, and the sculpting in the cape, or you know, his outer jacket is looking pretty nice as well. But yeah, anyway, let's move over to the articulation, and then we'll check out the faceplates, and then, you know, a couple of poses and the final thoughts towards the end. Before we do check out the articulation, I want to showcase the first faceplate here at least, and check out the text on the NARUTOP99. The printing is really nice, the teeth and the grip on the kunai is looking crisp and clean. I love how it's looking off to the left. And then when we come into articulation, depending on the angle, the kunai may hit his collar and may hinder the articulation a little bit, but you can lift it up and swing it around without too much issue. Same for going forward, he can look forward really well, and then same for looking back, you can definitely get a nice angle up. Now coming to the straps for his headband, this will swing around as well, which is really nice, so really cool to see. And then the collar for his upper or outer jacket is a soft rubber too, so that will move and flex. But then the inner collar is hard plastic, so that is the one limiting point there. Moving over to the shoulders here, we do get a nice range of motion. There is a butterfly joint, it's pretty limited, not a huge one. But I am definitely surprised that it doesn't come around further, since most of the Naruto figures have crazy high articulation in that area, but at least when posing them it hasn't been an issue, and all the other motion for the arms is really nice. So yeah, I don't think it's a huge issue that it can't at least touch this fist going forward. Now we also get the bicep swivel underneath the outer part of his clothing there, which is good. His elbow joint is nice, goes all the way up until it will touch the outer clothing, and he has a normal standard wrist bag as well, which gives you a few mil of motion either side. Moving over towards the center torso area, and this is similar to that of Kakashi, since he does have the pouches there. Most of the motion is on the lower hip area, but going forward is nice, and then going back as well, we definitely get a few mil there. So overall not too bad. Similar to Kakashi, just a little bit more limited due to his outer clothing. But for the most part, everything feels nice and fluid without too much issue. And as we saw before, this is a nice soft rubber which will flex and move out of the way when required. And then for the legs here as well, again, we can do a splits extremely well. I mean, yeah, very similar to Kakashi. Going forward, great. Going back as well, get a few mil. Upper thigh swivel. The knee joint is amazing. And then again, we get the shin movement. Then the ankle is absolutely fantastic with a great range of motion in any which direction that you want. Plus we get a little bit toe tip point of movement too. So yeah, all of the faceplates on this figure, including the kunai one which we saw just before with the articulation, are looking crisp and clean. I love the fact how we get a nice, subtle, gentle smile with this figure. I think they will pair beautifully with Naruto. I really do hope we get his mum now. I think all three of these figures together would look really nice. It would make a kind of sweet little display piece, right? But yeah, let's move over now, check out maybe one or two more poses in comparison with the other figures so far before we jump into the pros and cons. Okay, so I've got Minato in a real simple pose here, just standing. I do want to highlight, he stands really well by himself, but due to the extra weight with the cape and the scroll, he can get a little bit more back heavy, so depending on how you pose him, you may need to use a stand if you do want him kind of standing there. But over if you get him kind of leaning forward a little bit, or if you manage to twist him around and kind of balance it so the weight is going over one of his legs, or kind of keep his center of gravity just right, he can definitely stand there without any real issues. So one thing which is really cool about my Naruto figures is that ankle. As we saw before, it has crazy good articulation. What that means is you can spread the legs right out, get them super low to the ground while maintaining both left and right feet flat on the ground. It gives it a bit more of a natural look, makes it look more stable as well. I mean, it just makes it look so badass. It's really cool for ninja figures where you need kind of like dynamic, really highly articulated poses. And there you go. This one here is definitely working really cool, even with the the kind of a fixed position or a non-cloth cape as well. Works really good regardless, and you can definitely balance them there really good without a stand as well. So I've got a little bit lineup here of the Naruto figures so far that have actually been fully released. Obviously we do have Kakashi, for those in America, especially attending SDCC later this month, you'll get him as well. So it'll be 4 for the Naruto lineup, but at least for now, we've got 3 until Itachi comes out. Anyway, coming into the pros and cons for this release, obviously the pro being we've got Minato again. He was one of the better ones from the original release. A lot of people were looking forward to getting either a re-release of that, kind of similar to the event exclusive Jiraiya, or an updated version. Now this is kind of like an in-between where it's not the anime version that people were wanting, but it is also an updated version of Minato. So it does give a lot of people easy access to a new version at obviously a non-market price, which is great. Now I'm really digging the manga colors and with the Naruto S.H.Figuarts so far, so I'm not, what's the word to say, I'm not really hung up about the colouring being anime or manga, at least for me, but I know for a lot of people that could be a huge con. Now that is going to come down to personal preference, but I'm sure since this is such a popular character, we will get an anime version of Minato in the future. When it would be, not sure. I assume they'll probably do it with a cloth, Yondaime outer cloak, which then can be used with Naruto or other characters as well. Easy, just by changing the printing on the back. So kind of makes sense later down the line for them to do that. So at least for now, we can just make do with the Naruto version. Now obviously the pros of this one, the printing on the kunai, both the loose one, the one in his mouth with Naruto99 written there is really cool. The Rasengan with 99, it's fun. I mean, yeah, for maybe you casual collector, these little things aren't as important, but I think, you know, for people collecting the whole line, I think it gives it a bit of variety and it is quite fun, especially since it is part of that character pole celebration. The printing on the cloak is really cool, the articulation is really nice, so those are all pros, the essentially faces, hands and all of that. I guess the only real con I have for this figure, yeah, to be honest, I don't have any major con besides that front articulation. From posing playing with him, it hasn't been an issue, so obviously from a posability play point, not a huge issue, but it would be nice if it could fold around a bit more for maybe some more crazy posing, or yeah, just for, it's fun going wild, right? So more articulation is often better in those regards. The hard plastic, or kind of soft rubbery plastic I should say, because it is really flexible, while it looks good, kind of the same pose like this, it does make it harder to pose. It can get some way when you try and get the legs into the right position, so it can make it a little bit more fiddly, and that's a bit of a con for this figure at least. Opposed to something like Naruto, who doesn't have any obstacle to get to his joints to pose him, Minato will take a little bit more time and playing around to get it just right. But overall, really fun figure, definitely glad I got him. Know a lot of people will be happy as well to add him into the line. So yeah, please let me know in the comments below what you think about the Minato Namikaze release. Was he, yeah, does he live up to your expectations or not, basically? But yeah, I'd also love to know, what do people think about the Naruto line? Are you happy with what we've got so far, which is these three, Itachi coming, as well as the event edition Kakashi? Or would you like more from the lineup? There's quite a few characters in the art, obviously, but are you happy just to stop here and then now shift focus straight back onto the anime releases? I'll be keen to see what everyone thinks about that. I could see maybe Sasuke, maybe with the bow and arrow, could be kind of cool, at least you know, complete for free. Maybe we could get like a Jiraiya as well for the umbrella, or Hinata, or Guy or Lee. But you know, I think we kind of get into a lot of characters now which we don't have a new version of, so I think it'd be better to go the anime route, at least for now. But it could be cool to mix and match some of these in going forward, or keep them as the event edition ones, where it's basically the same figure as what we've already got, but just, you know, the updated colouring to match the art and plus that one particular item from the illustration. But anyway, that is it for the review. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, again, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, cheers!